little bit of... Okay, so here I am once again in Onset. Yeah, good bit of sniping from me there. Took out that nasty blood bug. Right, there's a little bit further on from the last video because we're using the PS4 like record feature, and it only did 15 minutes. I didn't realise I could change the record setting, so I've accidentally skipped ahead a little bit. I missed a little bit of, but I'm just further down the beach than what I was earlier on. Some kind of whale. It's like I'm assuming it's a whale, but it looks more like a dinosaur. But I'm assuming it's a whale. Looks like he's got tusks from that, but maybe that's just like a jawbone or something. Well, anyway, yeah. So we've got like an army vehicle here. It's full of... Oh, that's what's happened. Just looking in the distance, there's a Donut Joe's, is it called? Anyway, yeah, there's an army vehicle full of... Well, it looks like it was full of radioactive barrels, and someone's... But all those barrels couldn't have fitted in that army vehicle, no, surely. But we've got some dead bodies around. Yeah, so were they transporting it and they crashed, or the bomb came, or they died because one of the barrels was split and they didn't get out in time? I don't know. But I'll get away from that radiation stuff. It's not good for you. It's not recommended. No doctor has ever said that they recommend 5 daily intakes of radiation. Never been said. Unless it's like you got cancer and you're trying to get rid of it with radiation therapy. That's a completely different matter. Alright. Now, this is the third time I'm actually trying to do the voiceover on this video. I've had a lot of trouble with my old laptops being a complete piece of crap. Hopefully it's going to work this time. I'm sure I've said better things in the last 2 times I've been on it. Now I'm just rambling. Yeah, lots of water. I actually looked up Onset. It is, so I knew it was a place. Apparently it's got quite a small population, originally founded by spiritualists apparently, where they used to like have mediums sort of like talking to the dead back in like the 1880s or something. So I wonder if that's going to be thrown into the story at any point. Yeah, I've accidentally left the radio on when I was doing this. I shouldn't have done. In the future, I must remember to turn the radio off whenever I'm going to do any commentary over it later. Oh, Travis Lonely Miles.
I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand.
No problem.
I really do appreciate it.
Think nothing of it. Here we go. A Mirelurk King. There was always bound to be a couple of these around. Right, now, not very good at sniping at this time of this playthrough, but I have got Pinky. Pinky, here comes Pinky. Bam! Pinky to the brain. That's one dead Mirelurk King. And his momentum made him spin across the road. That's one dead Mirelurk. I just bashed his brains out for his cloaca. Right. Let's have a look. Right, now these things, bloody little babies, well, unborn babies, I'm going to kill them all. Because they only hatch out if you get too close to them. And I'd rather be... proactive rather than reactive, so let's get rid of these buggers before they have a chance to hatch and attack me. And you might as well get rid of them because they're only going to grow up into big Mirelurks, and they're dangerous, so get rid of them. Yes, it's kind of harsh and cruel, but that's the Commonwealth for you. That's the post-nuclear, post-apocalypse wasteland. It's a cruel and harsh place. Right, travelling on down the road again. Yeah, you see I jump onto cars quite a lot. I don't know if it's just something to do, but I always think that if something attacks you and you're on top of a car, if you've been attacked by someone who hasn't got a gun, basically, like a dog or sometimes ghouls, if you're on top of a car, they can't hit you, so it's just something I do, something I've picked up. Don't ask me why, if it actually is it effective at all or not, it's just something I do. Oh, it'd be nice to have some signposts around so you could see where different places were, like what is this place, rather than rather empty. I suppose a lot of stuff has been taken by, I don't know, nuclear war survivors. Come in and picked up all the best stuff, all the most useful stuff has been already scavenged by somebody. It's a good atmosphere though, just the sound of the wind blowing and your footsteps. I was guessing it's some kind of baseball museum maybe, or maybe a baseball team place. Interesting. Maybe it says a youth baseball back there, so maybe that's the kids like baseball. I don't know, club. The old knife out. Surprises me that there's some stuff lying around still after all this time. You think someone would have taken it ages ago, but I suppose there's not that many people around. And maybe it's 200 years after the war. These places have been lived in since then, and then are now barren again. One of the things you've got to think about in post-apocalypse is disease. A lot of disease. Something else I've noticed here, and not just in here, but most of the Fallout game, things kind of like appear, and so they're not there. Next minute they are there. They just kind of like, I suppose the pixels kind of wake up as you get close to them. It can look quite strange. It's like that aeroplane just suddenly hoved into view, almost like it, was disappeared and then come back again. Just want to see if there's anything valuable up here. I thought that was a chest, but it's not. It's just a little stereo. Right, let's check out this plane. Word of advice that I always do anyway. If you've got a telescopic sight on your weapon, always case it out first. So let's have a look, see if there's anything dangerous on the horizon. Anything that I can see lurking inside that aeroplane. It would be a good place for, I don't know, a raider camp maybe. Or maybe some ghouls, survivors of the crash. Maybe, like there's a plane in the Commonwealth itself that's got quite a few ghouls on board. But it seems to be empty. Failed beach landing is the name of this location. Well, they managed to crash land, that's for sure. But doesn't look like there was any survivors. Well, that noise creeped me out a little bit. I wasn't sure what that was, but it turns out to be a glitched skeleton. If you look at the water frothing up there, there's a skeleton in the water, and some reason it's flicking around. Also, the other skeleton there with a Brahmin head skull. That was weird. Where's his real head gone? Right, there's not much in the way of pickings, as I recall from around here. I think there might have been a suitcase or two with the odd, like, green dressing or something, but nothing really worth the time of scavenging. As usual, I'm over encumbered. I must remember not to be over encumbered next time I do this, because the sound of the character huffing and puffing. Mind you can hear me huffing and puffing while I'm doing my talk through. Nothing around. It gives a good atmosphere. Doesn't make you think that something's good. Oh look, there's another one of them buildings that suddenly hoves into view. I like the sound of the sand crunching underfoot. Oh, cap stash, thank you very much. I'll have those. Must be a lot of work, this. So I'm not sure if I've mentioned, but originally this was put up in November, and it's not been altered since November. There was talk of there being an update in January, but nothing's arrived yet. But from what it's talking about, it's going to be much more places to explore. There's going to be like missions and possibly even factions. And here we have our first sign of human life other than feral ghouls, who are humans too, just in a bad way. Right, green means he's okay. If it goes green, he's okay. If it goes red, shoot him in the head. That's my motto. But unfortunately, with the PS4,
Yeah.
it doesn't really allow
Hey there.
Yeah.
new dialogue
Yeah.
from any of the characters, and so all he says is yeah and her.
Huh?
Yeah and her. Kind of ruins the immersiveness of it. I was thinking after all that time of crunching along the sand on my own, I'd actually get to have a conversation with somebody, find out, you know, if there was life, you know, other settlements or whatever on Onset. But yeah, unfortunately the shortcomings of the PS4 mods meant it's a shame. Maybe they'd be able to port bits of conversation from other sort of parts of the game. You know, sort of. I'm sure there's ways of doing it. Just using some extent, is that the word? Using some existing dialogue from elsewhere in the game. And there's another settler there, another drifter. That's interesting. Not a scavenger, not a settler, but a drifter.
Huh?
Who also says her.
Hi. Huh?
Her?
Yeah?
Yeah. Thank you. Nice talking to you. Have a good day. I won't pick your pocket. Yeah, it'd be nice if the drifters would, you know, tell you what else was around, give you some pointers of where to go, maybe warn you about places not to go, that kind of thing. Right, Port Independence Yacht Club. So obviously, back before the war, this was a place of means, like a posh place, a rich place, because you know, normally it's posh knobs who hang around in yachts, isn't it?
Let's hope his grandma got the help she needed.
It's a shame there's not more boats in use. Oh look, albino hermit crab, but he came up green, so does that mean he's safe? I'll check him out later.
Good news is
Shut up, Travis Lonely Miles, you're annoying.
so I'm happy to be
Lots of boats here. I'm surprised the boats aren't, I was trying to say earlier, aren't used more often in the game. I suppose it would make a whole new mechanic that had to be invented. But it'd be cool if they had like raiders travelling up the river, down rivers on boats, attacking you from the shore, that kind of thing. Come into your settlements, you know, via water. Post-nuclear pirates. There's another mod there, I think it's called USS Constitution, which is like a Minuteman sailing boat settlement. And yeah, that'd be good if you could, because basically sailing, like boats and travel by seas and river is ancient, isn't it? They've been doing that since we were, you know, 3,000 years. So the human races have been able to do that. So it's a shame they're not doing it so much in the post-apocalyptic world. But I suppose there's, you know, only so much they can program into a game. It'd be nice if you could do it in Fallout 5 actually. That'd be pretty cool. Right, let's go and have a look at this albino hermit crab. I'm not going to kill it just for the sake of killing it, because I'm a nice person, and if it's not going to attack me, then I won't attack it. Probably. But if it does attack me, I'll put it down. I'll put it out of my misery. Right, albino hermit crab's coming up green, so it seems like it's safe. It's, why is it here? Maybe it's looking for a new shell. Maybe it's got too big for its van shell that it's in now. It's looking for another one. Or look at the way its antennas are twitching. Maybe he thinks that other. Maybe it's a short-sighted hermit crab. Maybe he thinks that other van is another hermit crab who wants to get it on. Maybe he's looking to get jiggy with it. Yeah, but it's not attacking me, so. I'm not going to kill it. Interesting. Right, let's go and have a look at this building here. It's nearly the end of the video now. I'm gonna go and check out this huge building, and I'll end it once I get inside, because I think I'll come up to the 15-minute mark on my video. Point Independence Yacht Club, this place. Yeah, so I'm coming up to the 15-minute mark on my save. Right, so a quick look inside, and then jump to the next video. There we go. Looks suitably creepy.